Hello and welcome to Look East at the Olympics, or at least what will become the Olympic site when the 2012 Games begin in 913 days' time. Tonight, what's in it for us? How many companies from the East... Welcome to the Olympic Park at Stratford in East London, where work to build the stadia is really stepping up a gear. 10,000 people will be transforming this site over the coming year. 2010 is the biggest year for actual construction. Now, commuters from places like Ipswich and Colchester may have seen the changes going on here as they travel into Liverpool Street, but we can now look at some of the aerial pictures of the site. This is the Olympic Stadium, which will hold 80,000 people. That's where people like Usain Bolt will compete in the athletics. And up here is the development we're in at the moment. The other landmark building with the wave-shaped roof is the Aquatic Centre, the venue for all the swimming and diving events. Now, whatever you feel about the economic cost of the Games, there's no doubt that there are big opportunities here for business. Our first report tonight looks at the businesses from our region who are going for gold.
It may be costing us a pretty penny as taxpayers, but for business, 2012 offers the chance to strike Olympic gold. And for some, that vision is becoming reality. Huge contracts have gone to construction firms. Lignacite of Brundle has sold £1 million worth of concrete blocks and masonry. These blocks, made from recycled glass, are destined for the Olympic Village.
As you know, we're at the end of a very deep recession. Unfortunately, we have had to make 40% of our workforce redundant. And really, without this Olympic work, we probably would have had to let more people go.
It's reckoned 2012 will hand out business contracts worth £6 billion. Now, the target for this region is to get 10% of them, £600 million. Now, so far we've landed contracts worth £500 million, and there are still 2.5 years to go. But not all companies are getting work. Robin Webb is a Colchester civil engineer. He designed the roof of the Sydney Olympic Stadium back in 2000. But he says he was excluded from the bidding process.
Like so much of government these days, they are just not interested in any small bodies. They just want to deal with big organisations.
2012 denies any bias against small firms. One of the biggest economic benefits from 2012 will be increased tourism. In this region alone, it's reckoned visitors will take up 85,000 room nights. Hotels on the London fringes, such as five-star Luton Hoo, are already getting booking inquiries. But the hope is 2012 will bring lasting benefits.
Of course, it's one of the world's largest television spectaculars, and I think it proves a great opportunity for people to see what this country and this region potentially is like. And hopefully, when they like what they see, they'll hopefully come back and stay for longer.
After the spending of all that money, it would be nice to have something lasting to show for it. Richard Bond, BBC Look East.
Well, with me now is Martin Brundle, better known, of course, as a Formula One commentator, but no stranger to Look East. I think the conditions you normally report in are a little bit warmer than these, though.
Yes, I'm not used to wearing my gloves doing television work.
It is very, very chilly tonight, isn't it? Now, we recruited you to give us a tour of the 2012 stadium. And what did you make of the whole day?
Well, it was much more exciting than recession, I can tell you that. And the third Olympics, of course, to be held here in Great Britain, 1908, 1948, and, of course, 2012, that you've already spoken about. A hive of activity. 10,000 men are working. Even at night, you can see so much going on down there. A lot of work to do, but 2.5 years remaining.
Let's find out what you found on your tour.
There are 10,000 people in hard hats working on this site today. Eventually, they'll make way for 15,000 Olympic competitors. We've had exclusive access to the inner sanctum, the heart of the park. This is where history will be made in 2.5 years' time.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting venue for London 2012.
Now, 80,000 people will be seated here. Have you had a good feedback from the Olympiads who have already seen the stadium being built?
Yeah, it's amazing, actually. It's a nice part of the job, actually, to show people around the Olympic hopefuls, we call them, the young athletes that are training for the venue, and they walk on, they feel very excited. They've obviously looked around a lot of venues, and they can feel that we've created a very compact bowl, and you're very close to the action as a spectator or an athlete. You're very close to the spectators here, so hopefully we've created something very special.
The stadium has been designed to create optimum conditions for new world records.
The roof was only designed actually to get the right environmental conditions for the athletes, but it turns out we've actually developed a roof here that covers about 2/3 of the spectators, which is on a par for your Sydney and your Athens and most past Olympics. But that creates a really nice still atmosphere for the athletes on the field of play. Obviously, we want world records to enable them to get world records that will stand.
You will have seen this new stadium going up if you've been driving past on the A12 or sitting on the train, but it's much deeper and bigger than you first imagined. The 100-metre track is going in right here, where hopefully Usain Bolt will be strutting his stuff. The plan is the stadium will be ready in 2011, so our Eastern Region Olympic hopefuls can start preparing for the 2012 Games.
The site covers 2 square miles and will include a new 150-acre park. Next to the stadium, they're building the new velodrome and the aquatic centre.
We want to make it a Games based around public transport, and for people from your region, they'll be using the rail or the road systems, and they'll be using park and ride systems. In fact, we expect about 80% of spectators to the Games here at Stratford to come by rail.
With the world watching, we really have to get these Games right. They are a pivotal event for the image of Great Britain beyond 2012, long after Usain has bolted. I sense a calm confidence that the venues will be finished on time and look great.
Well, Lord Coe is chair of the 2012 organising committee. He also won 2 Olympic gold medals in his time. He's with us now. Thank you very much for coming out in the freezing cold.
Well, I'm hoping for warmer weather on the opening ceremony.
I think you'll probably be able to have that. Now, first of all, you bid for this in a boom time.
Yes.
We've just been through a recession. That must have made life pretty tricky.
It's had its challenges. On the organising committee, which is what I chair, we've actually punched through this very well. We set ourselves a target of about 700 million to raise from the private sector. We have a budget overall of 2 billion we have to raise, and we're in and around 600 million of that now, which tells me that our teams have done a very good job, but the vision we took to Singapore is a good one, was a good one. And of course on the infrastructural project, the budget was set some time ago, and that has remained resilient as well, and we've made good progress even during the difficult times.
Obviously, work is going on apace here, but there are still a lot of people in our region, for example, who don't really feel the Olympics is for them and are worried about the cost of it.
Well, first of all, what you see out there is an extraordinary project, but 75%, 75 pence in every pound you see out there, it's not the cost of the Games, it's actually the regeneration of this part of London. I'm very proud that sport and what we did in Singapore has kicked that off. But
that's good for London, isn't it? But what about for our region?
Actually, I would say, of course, given the extraordinarily well-connected nature of the east of England, a lot of our teams that are working on that site or in our headquarters just 2 miles away come in every day from the east of England. And also, we're leaving legacy venues which people in the east of England will be able to use. If you are from this region, what have you done in terms of a 50-metre swimming pool? We're leaving 2 behind, a world-class track and field facility. Those that want to follow cycling both in leisure and at elite level, we're leaving venues that the east of England and particularly this part of London has never had. So there is a very strong legacy component.
And you tell us this is an Olympics for the British people. How will the British people be able to get tickets, and will they get first dibs?
Tickets will be on sale in 2011, and the underpinning principle is that they will be by ballot. And we've set out with 2 very clear objectives. First of all, we want full and passionate venues, and we also want, where it is at all possible, to make those tickets affordable. So that has really been our template.
This is going to be finished hopefully next year. That gives us a whole clear year. Does that mean that our athletes have a bit of a home advantage because they can come and practice here?
There will certainly be test events. Every one of these venues will be tested, and that's important. You know, the difference between a good Games and a great Games is your ability to get into those venues, to make sure they work for all the client groups, particularly the athletes. And British athletes and competitors will, of course, where possible, get the opportunity to get used to those venues, which in some of the technical sports is a very important part.
Lord Coe, thank you very much.
Thank you.